I love the solitude and quiet, the peace that writing affords me. It's a place of magic where I can explore all possibilities and have rather imaginative conversations with myself and continually be astonished at the way words sometimes come together to yield enlightenment.
Writing brings a feeling of joy to me because I think the world needs to be documented because it's always evolving, it's always changing, and then we can't get the past back, but we can document it and freeze it in time with our words.
Writing brings me many feelings. It's almost like catching a wave, and there I am, and I feel like I'm into the story, into the characters, into their world. It's one of the best feelings I know. You suddenly are maybe even working, you're a little bit better than you actually are, and I think those are the moments that writers hope for.
Writing brings all the feelings: joy, frustration, exhilaration, hope, fear, self-doubt, despair, acceptance, peace, relief, and love. And if one is lucky, persistent, or stubborn enough, they get to touch a transcendent moment where they can reach past the great jumble of thoughts and feelings to express in just the right words exactly what one has been called to say.
Today in heaven, my father turned 105. Finally working steady daylight. He's got it knocked. 8 to 4, double time and a half. No asbestos. No shoveling slag on the open hearth. No boss. 13 weeks vacation annually, kingdom come. The union up here takes zero shit. Home well before dark. Traffic mellow, blue sky, nothing but green signals, perfect parking spot right in front of the house. Plenty of time once home to sit a minute, smoke a Camel, sip an Iron City Pony beneath the olive and lemon trees he planted when he first arrived. They grow well in heaven, mild weather year-round like Puglia, save for snow on holy days and feasts.
When I walked the path this morning, there is only a slight light in the thin woods. I come upon a creek near a tin-roofed house, and there is no one anywhere to witness my presence. Meanwhile, the wind rises through the branches, but soon reaches groundfall. A faint smell of honeysuckle sustains itself on the air while quail roll the slope weeds. Now I think of my great-grandfather, who one time walked these woods through daylight. This is the country he knew since boyhood, and I am grateful for this home place.
The cause of freedom is not the cause of a race or a sect, a party or a class. It is the cause of humankind, the very birthright of humanity. It is important and fundamental that there be no chromatic or other aberration when the teacher is settling the point, who is my neighbor? It is not the intelligent woman versus the ignorant woman, nor the white woman versus the black, the brown, and the red. It is not even the cause of woman versus man. Nay, 'tis woman's strongest vindication for speaking, that the world needs to hear her voice.
After the prayer, Preacher Waldrop read aloud from the book of Mark, the passage where Peter walks on water before getting scared and sinking. Then he launched into his sermon. There Peter was, with Christ Almighty standing right afore him. A fellow even now called the Rock of the Church. Peter floundering away with no more grace than a three-legged mule. Ponder it. The same Peter that seen the lame trot off without a stumble. Blind folks with their eyes awash in every color of the rainbow. Peter had been there to witness it all. His own eyes seen the dead wiggle out of grave quilts like a moth shucking its cocoon. Have you seen such a sight in your woods or fields, brothers and sisters? I have. That cocoon give a shiver and this little head poked through. And then its body spread out as pretty a set of wings as I've seen on bird or butterfly.
When I was little, I would think of ways to kill my daddy. I would figure out this or that way and run it down through my head until it got easy. The way I liked best was letting go a poisonous spider in his bed. It would bite him, and he'd be dead and swollen up, and I would shudder to find him so. Of course, I would call the rescue squad and tell them to come quick, something's the matter with my daddy. When they come in the house, I'm all in a state of shock and just don't know how to act, what with 2 colored boys heaving my dead daddy onto a roller cot. I just stand in the door and look like I'm shaking all over. But I did not kill my daddy. He drank his own self to death the year after the county moved me out.
My hope for literature going forward is that it increases and multiplies, and the diversity of voices coming forward remains ample, deep, and democratized, that readership burgeons, and that book banning and censorship and the pernicious crusade against libraries that do everything to evangelize our children to the brilliant possibilities of life are snuffed out in favor of free speech and imagination, 2 things that help ensure shared humanity, human dignity, and the primal experience of being on Earth.
My hope for literature and writing in the future is that it will be experienced by more people the world over, and then that we will see that connection of the past, the present, and the future within literature.
Well, I know a lot of people feel that literature is starting to fade out. I would even argue that now perhaps it's more important than ever. Most questions, I think, in life are complex. And while literature doesn't always give the answers, it raises the important questions, and it makes us perhaps look at something in a way that we haven't before.
I hope we will continue to support writers, especially women of color, and provide access to a range of outlets for their work. I hope we will recognize that writing is not a product to be consumed, but a process of creation, sharing, and interaction that changes and transforms both the writer and the reader. I hope we'll hold fast to the knowledge that through writing and reading, we are shown who we are, where we've been, and who we could become.